Hi there, BookTube! My name is Christina and today I'm here with a review video. It's been a while since my last review and this time it's for a non-fiction book that I really enjoyed. I rated it 5 stars, I believe, on Goodreads, and it is an amazing one and it's so important for everyone, I believe, to read it and just to, if not read that book specifically, to delve more into the topic because it affects our life so much. And I'm talking about sleep, and today I will talk to you about my experience with why we sleep. Again, it's a non-fiction book. It was written in 2017 by a PhD scientist who's also a professor in psychology and neuroscience, so he knows what he's talking about, and he has lived both in America and in England, so he's quite an expert in both the European and the American way of life too. So let me dive more into this book. What's the topic? The title, of course, already reveals the majority of it. It's all about sleep, and sleep considered as a whole, like all around, and it analyzes in depth what is sleep, why we sleep, what are the consequences of sleep, positive or negative, what happens to our body and to our mind while we are sleeping, what are dreams, for example, and then a very interesting part about how sleep affects our lives and how our lives affect sleep, and then what we can do to make our sleeping hours more, let's call them, proficient, and what society can do in order to improve our sleeping experience. And this was a very interesting part. Of course, I will not go into depth about the scientific part of it because I don't have just the skills, the language skills or the knowledge skills to explain it to you. Just go read the book because it will explain it to you in a very, I won't say like easy way, but in a very comprehensible way. I won't go with an easy one because I've listened to it as an audiobook and I've listened to it in English. It was translated, I discovered later, in Italian, but I listened to it in English. English isn't my first language, it's not my second language, it's my third language. This means that I'm just having some troubles here and there with my English sometimes, and I would not recommend this book for beginners. It's more like at an intermediate level, so if you're fine with that, then I believe that you will have no problems with that book. And again, I listened to it, it was lovely as a narration, and just go give it a try as a physical copy or not. It's written in such a way that you're able to read it all from the first page till the last one, or you may skip the chapters because each and every chapter is just a tiny little bit interconnected, but each chapter actually stands on its own, so you don't have to force yourself to read it. If there is just one topic that really interests you, then you can go and read that part specifically. And why I'm talking about the fact that it's very important as a whole book? Because this is a topic about which we actually talk very little. We don't usually discuss our sleep, and moreover, if you're working in a company, then it's not new to you the concept of sleeping equals lazy. If you sleep less, then you're more productive, you spend more time at work, you spend less time sleeping, you write your emails till like 2 a.m. in the morning and then you're onto them at 5 a.m. in the next morning, and you go like that, you're just a machine, go. Well, this book actually explains to you why it is so wrong, and it's just so harmful for our body and our mind and all of our skills, that after you read it, you will start to consider that probably a full night of sleep is more than worth it, and you're not losing anything if you're sleeping. It's like the exact opposite, you're actually gaining from your sleep. So when I started reading it, I wasn't expecting too much, but after I ended it, I will for sure try to like pay more attention to my sleeping schedule and to use all of the tips and the suggestions that the author gives to you in order to improve your sleep. And then, come on, who doesn't like sleeping? I mean, even those people who are overproductive, like when they sleep, when it's holidays and they're sleeping, they're usually so happy that they can sleep. Well, that's the reason. If you can get this happy feeling each and every night, it's so important. So yeah, I loved the book. I thought that it was so meaningful and so insightful, and the tone of the book isn't very, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a teacher giving you a lesson. It's more like I don't know, a nerd friend who's explaining to you a bit of stuff that you probably don't know that much, but he's just throwing their jokes and examples that you may understand. So I really love the tone of the book too. Since I'm not that good at giving explanations and reviews and I understand it, I will leave a link down below to Olive Book channel and you will see there her full review of this book. She was the one who gave me in the first place the idea of reading this book, and I trust her opinion. She's an amazing non-fiction reader, so if you are searching for an advice, then go to her channel and just try and read what she suggests, because it's worth it. And before I end this video, kind of review, kind of go and read it because it's important, I just wanted to share with you the very last page of the book that actually has the 12 tips in order to have a good night of sleep. And if you will be able to take anything from this video and you will not read the book in your future because you don't want to, it's not your genre, it's too boring or whatever, just listen to these points because they are very important. First of all, 12 tips for healthy sleep, of course. First of all is stick to a sleep schedule. So try and give yourself a reasonable schedule that you will respect all the days of the week. Then second is exercise is great, but not too late in the day. And for example, I personally have started to exercise in the evenings, and now I know that I have to do it, but at least a couple of hours before going to sleep, because otherwise I struggle. I really struggle. Third is avoid caffeine and nicotine, of course. 4 is avoid alcoholic drinks before bed, and with this one, fortunately, I have no problems because I don't drink alcohol, I'm a teetotaler. And 5 is avoid large meals and beverages late at night. Of course, any kind of beverages, because the more you drink in the evening, the more there is a probability that you will get up at night because you need to go to the bathroom, so it's quite obvious. And then, if possible, avoid medicines that delay or disrupt your sleep. 7 is don't take naps after 3 p.m. and here again, I'm one of those people who isn't able to just take a nap, except if I'm having like a fever, then yes, otherwise I don't nap usually. And 8, relax before bed, and reading is a perfect and suggested activity in this book. 9 is take a hot bath before bed, and this is something that I discovered thanks to this book. It's that usually if you're taking a bath before you're going to bed, you just have this general feeling of good vibes and you're just feeling relaxed, and so we tend to do it. But not only, actually our body uses it as a system to fall asleep more easily, because something that makes us fall asleep is the drop of our body temperature. So if you are rising your body temperature and then it drops suddenly, it makes you fall asleep more easily. So that's a nice reason to do so. 10 is dark bedroom, cool bedroom, and gadget-free bedroom. Cool bedroom, I already told you, we actually need to keep our bedrooms at a slightly lower temperature level in order to sleep well. A dark bedroom because we don't react very good to lights, and a lot of the lighting that we're using in our houses is not just fit for a good night of sleep. And gadget-free, so that you don't have anything that distracts you, like for example your cell phone, your TV, or stuff like that. 11 is have the right sunlight exposure, and I never thought about it, but actually the book explains to you that you need to have a certain amount of exposure to the sunlight so that your rhythm of your body and of your sleeping rhythm will just tune in with the daylight, and it will be easier to you to fall asleep in the evening. And the last one is don't lie in bed awake. It actually suggests to you that if you're not able to fall asleep after 20 minutes that you're in bed and you're starting to feel anxious and nervous, get up, do something relaxing like listening to music, reading, chilling around, and then go to sleep, because otherwise it will just completely disrupt your sleeping schedule and you won't be able to fall asleep, and it just leads to a whole lot of unpleasant consequences. So if you're able to, then get up and just get to bed when your body is feeling tired again and your mind is ready to get to sleep. And these are the 12 suggestions that the author gives you at the very end of the book. I think that they are so precious and so important. I hope that they will be useful for you, and if you're willing to know more and go more in depth about each and every topic, then read this book. It's completely worth it. And something else is that it actually gives you an idea of what society can do in the future to improve our sleep and how we can use technology in order to improve our sleep. And that was a part that was very, very fascinating. And this is it for this video. I hope that you're not too bored and you're not falling asleep after you watched it. But if you read this book, please let me know down below, and let me know what's your sleeping schedule. Are you like a night owl, or are you a morning person? And just how you sleep, because it's important. I would love to know what's your sleeping schedule. And apparently it's a strange question actually, ask like that, but well, we're speaking about sleep. What else were you expecting? I will see you very, very soon in my next video, and for now, bye! Ciao!